Ico. So okay, so we're live tonight. We got Joe. We know his name now. Doctor Exclusive, a guy that I met through the YouTubes, and then we got the chatting on the Instagrams. Um, if you need to find him on the Instagrams, he's Doctor Exclusive on there. Posts some great hockey cards. Even if you're not hockey, there'll be a lot of good rookies. Just things that you always want to look and see. Always helps how you collect in your way when you see somebody else collecting in their way. That's my thought process. But Joe, whereabouts? If you could tell us whereabouts are you from? Since most of the people that I have on my channel are baseball Americans, all that good stuff.
Yeah, sure, Scott. Yeah, thanks for having me on tonight. Yeah, I'm located in Ontario, Canada, and just outside of Toronto, about 40 minutes outside.
Okay. And he's 40 minutes outside of Toronto, and he's wearing a Penguins hat. I just want to let everybody know that it's not Bob Lewis's brother. This is Dr. Exclusive. So, and me and him have been chatting a little bit, trying to get to know each other so we don't have an awkward start. But let everybody know why you like the Penguins, because I guessed it right off, but this is why a lot of people like teams they like.
Yeah, lifelong Penguins fan. A huge Mario Lemieux fan growing up as a young kid. He's from Canada. And right. Yeah, so ever since I was about like 8 years old, I've been a Penguins fan.
Awesome, yeah. Being a Caps fan, I hate the Penguins because I always tell people if there's two kids outside kicking the can and one's got a Penguins shirt and the other kid's got a Cap shirt on, the Penguins kid's going to kick it further. It's just how it is. It's just we beat them once and we got the cup, so I got to be happy with that. But that's the same way. So like I grew up right outside of Washington, hour and a half south of Washington, about 2 hours, I guess. If I keep talking, it might be 3. But so I lived just south of there. Everybody was a Washington fan, but all the kids growing up in the neighborhood, we all like other teams because I was a Cowboys fan. Loved Roger Staubach, Tall Jones, Randy White, Landry. I just loved Cowboys. Broke my daddy's heart, but that's just how it is. I can make one if you want me. Yeah, we're starting now, Nats man. If you're watching, you can hop on at any time, brother. You know that. I know you got stuff to do, and real world takes precedent. So as you can see behind him as well, he's a collector. We were talking about that as well. He loves his music. Loves it so much, he said he didn't really realize he collected music.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. How did you figure out you collected music? Tell me that story real quick.
Yeah. Well, when I got back into sports cards like 5 years ago, I just realized, trying to complete sets, player runs and things is just like trying to complete like a band run of CDs or vinyl records. And I'm like, I actually collect music. I just realized that.
Really? Yeah, and that's awesome. Me and him were I at one time had a big CD collection, but just ran out of room. I think we all had that, and it just had to go. It was hard to do. But when it comes to card collecting, are you only hockey, or are you collect other things? Is that the only sport you're into? I don't want to pigeonhole you because you're from Canada.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's like 98% hockey. Okay. A little bit of baseball. I try to get maybe some of the rookies from the '80s, like the players that I grew up watching.
Mm-hmm. Like, awesome.
But that's really about it.
Are you a Toronto baseball fan, or?
Yeah, I would say the Blue Jays are my team.
Okay, I guess you're having fun right now.
Yeah, they got a good team this year.
It's just tough division. I talked a little bit about that last night with my Orioles. So when in hockey, are you? I've seen. For me, I right before I moved to North Carolina, I picked up the Lemieux rookie
Great pickup.
Yeah, I think he's one of the hockey gods. I call him. I have him. I have Pavel Bure, rookie. You know, I used to love the Russian Rocket. I, I don't know why. We talked about it. I think Sega Genesis, he kicked everybody's butt. So I just kind of fell in love with him there. He always played with the Canucks. So,
Yeah, he had like 99 speed.
yeah. So, you know, and I look for players that I know from that time period, and also some of the, like right now, of course, you know, a little heartbroken that Connor McDavid didn't make the cup, but I'm sure the NHL is a little heartbroken too. But again, they're going to have a great series. We talked a little bit about that. But in your collecting world, do you collect rookies? Do you go after certain players? How do you collect?
Well, I'm a big Lemieux fan, so I player collect him. Um, I wouldn't say I super collect, but I collected almost all his '80s stuff, and then a lot of his '90s and into the 2000s. I don't really do much post playing days,
Mhm.
so that's a big part of my collection. I like post war rookies. So like in baseball, you see a lot of the guys collecting
Yeah.
the post war rookies. I do that as well.
Wow. So see, this is where I'm ignorant because I just don't. If you tell me post-war rookies and you held up I don't know, a card of somebody in a suit, tell me that's a post-war rookie, I'm going, okay, nice card, because I just don't have the knowledge of that. So, for you, is it when you like you go? We were going to talk a little bit about the show you went to a couple of weeks ago, Toronto, or last week. When you go, I know for me, when I for baseball vintage, I might know the players, but that does not give me the information of buying their cards, right? Some players are big in a hobby and some aren't. Do you find the same thing in hockey, or are the Hall of Famers well known and people really know? You know, are they all the same? Or I guess is what I'm trying to say is they're like a Mickey Mantle to somebody else that just nobody really knows about, but they're in the Hall of Fame. You know.
Yeah, well, if you're a fan of the history of the game, then you know the players, right? So I'm a fan of the history of hockey, so I like picking up those hockey players.
Right. And yeah, that to me, it's awesome. I always stayed away from the heritage part of it because of I just love picking up those players I watch. And but now I'm starting to get into it because I've got a lot of the players I've watched now, and I have the funds now to where if I want to. And those type of cards, do you pick those up in person or in hockey? Are those still a reasonable buy, or has the COVID made them comma cards as well? How is that in the hockey world with
Yeah,
the post
yeah.
war?
Well, yeah, a lot of those cards, even the '80s cards, they like almost 10x during the pandemic, and they've come down though, but quite a bit, quite a
Uh-huh.
bit. But they're still like maybe three times more than what they were
Right.
post or pre-pandemic.
Right. Okay.
So
But are they still manageable, or where yeah, I might have to save up or sell a couple of things to get one that I'm looking for, or
oh
and do
yeah,
you
yeah, that's how I get mine. Is I sell other cards, like more of the modern cards.
right?
Like
And I guess, and also since they are, that much, do you is it like a bigger car? Do you go on eBay and purchase that, or is it something like when you go to a show? That's the type of things you're looking for.
I I'll go either way. I prefer to get it at a show. I've probably got more of my cards at the show, like that type of card, because it's more enjoyable. And I think you've mentioned it before, where you could actually see the actual card that you're going to buy.
Yep.
But yeah, I purchased cards off eBay as well.
Right. Yeah. If the person selling it has a good enough rep, and if it's something that doesn't pop up often, I mean, so right now in the hockey, I keep saying in the hockey, in your PC, is there like a whole holy grail card that you're looking for, or anything like that?
Um, I guess one that's kind of on my radar is the 54 Tops Gordie Howe. It's his first Tops card.
Right. So I was going to get you to Gordie Howe, and I'm glad we got to it this way. So
Thanks.
I would have never known what year or what. So, okay, Tops. Right. So was his cards before that? Would that be the Parkhurst brand? Or?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
you're right.
Bird. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'll have a whiteboard up next week. We'll be writing stuff on it.
Yeah, his rookie was in 51 Parkhurst, and he had 52, 53, and 54.
So it's said like one word, not like a dumbass like I said it. Parkhurst.
But, well, you said it pretty good.
Okay.
A little slow, but it was good.
Well, I am from the South. That's great. Yeah, because I said it to Carlos last night because he says Madonna totally different than I say it, and I'm sure he is right, and I'm very, very wrong. So
yeah. I say it Modano.
Modano. Am I still there?
Yeah, I think you're Modano.
Okay, because he says it like you say it, and I'm sure you're both right, and I'm very wrong. I'm guys saying it very badly, but
you're saying it the Southern way.
A guy that used to. I did have this sliding hockey game in my house, like where the players go up and down their little thing, and you flip them and stuff like that. I had a nice one, sitting on 3D players, sit on a stand, bigger one, like almost the size that you would find in a arcade. So I love that. My friends would love that too. And had a couple of teams we could switch out.
Oh yeah, I had that growing up too.
See, yeah, but I would be having you saying that, where you're from, and me saying it, like I didn't know anybody. Like I knew only we had air hockey, but I had a cousin that loved hockey, and he got me into it, and I had to have one. At this point, enough cards to choose my pronunciation, and here's the rules. That's okay. I'll say it the way you say it, dude. I'm having an educated moment right now with Dr. Exclusive, so when I can be smart about the hockey. So I can say car. Car. If anybody, you know where that comes from. I only watched a few movies that had hockey in it. What's the one with the guys that the goons come out and they fight them? It's like over beer.
Slapshot.
Well, I remember Slapshot. That was I think that's one of those that you don't even have to know about hockey to enjoy that one. That's just a great one. What and the Goon? That's one of the newer ones. One of the newer ones that is kind of funny. It's okay for what it is. And then you had the guy that couldn't play hockey anymore, and then became a Olympic gold medalist in figure skating with the girl or whatever. I don't know why I know that one, but
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, of course you haven't seen that one. Oh, Mighty Ducks, best hockey movies ever. Okay.
There you go.
The Flying V, quack, quack. You got to know that one. That was so good they made a team out of it. Only Disney. So in your PC, you said you PC your Lemieux, and you pick up other guys, the Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Toronto Expo.
Sure.
Is that what it's called? Am I saying that correctly? Yeah.
Yeah, Sport Card Expo. Sports
Card Expo. Okay, because I saw somebody else had written something else down and it's in parentheses, the Toronto Expo or whatever. I was like, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not worth winning if you can't win big. Okay. So when you went to that, how many did you go? One day, all of it?
No, I went all 4 days.
Oh, okay. Very good. Did you stay up there? Or you didn't drive an hour and a half? Or,
No, yeah, we commuted back and forth.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What's up, 357? Yeah. So a lot of people there. Good turnout, or
I thought it was pretty strong. I thought the fall one might have been a little more attended, but it's hard to really tell because the aisles were a little bigger. It seemed this time around, so there was more space.
right. So in the fall, was that like one of the first shows that Canada had, or
Yeah, that was the first expo since before the pandemic. So
okay? So
they canceled three of them. So that was the first one, and
okay. So
it was just after restrictions got lifted. So it was like really happening.
yeah, because I know y'all were really on lockdown up there from way the news media portrayed it to us. It seemed like y'all were handling it a lot differently, a lot better, probably. What up, Micah? You missed us talking about you earlier. Only good things. So at the expo, when you go to a show like that, do you target specific items, or you just waiting to see what talks to you, or anything like that?
Well, my main plan of attack is I want to get the new cards that I really want, and they're usually like low print run ones. So those I'm looking for those first. So basically, I'll go to dealers that I think that might have some stuff that I like right off the bat, and then I just start zigzagging the entire floor like in a snake formation, going up and down each aisle, and just asking about Lemieux, and then I scan their display cases for other things that that I might go back to later on,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, yeah. So when a show's that big, do you take pictures? Do you write it down? Do you try to remember? How do you go about doing this?
yeah, the best thing is to make a little note in your phone, or if you have a piece of paper and a pen,
Right,
grab the booth number and the card that you were thinking about. That's the best. Other times, I try to like maybe think of a landmark, like that's near the upper deck section, or that's right by the food court.
right,
Something to remember, so you can go back to.
right,
Because if you don't, it's gonna have a tough time trying to find that card.
right. And I heard, like, was this just in one big room this time, or was it little separations, or
No,
was
yeah,
it?
it was one big room.
Okay, yeah, that probably makes it tougher. I know I have yet to be to the National and AC. This year be my first, but I've gone to Cleveland and Chicago. This will be my sixth one, I believe. And I'm hoping, it's all in one room. I know I've gotten lost several times. Oh, I'll remember it. And I have a notepad, but I'm just too, and a phone. Just, what do I,
Yeah, you get caught up. You're not going to remember to do it every time.
all
I'm
right.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. And you get sidetracked talking to people, and just, or if you're walking with somebody, which a lot of people do, you're chatting with them too. And just, yeah. The reason I'm asking you is because all these are just little things that people can do at any show, much less a bigger show like Toronto or the National or something like Dallas, or
Yeah.
something like that. So, how many of these expos have you gone to since you live relatively close to Toronto?
Well, I've been going every year since 2017. That's kind of when I got back in,
Right,
and I went to a few when I was really young in the early '90s. When I collected back then, you know,
right,
with my brothers and my family. My dad took us.
right. Yeah, that's I. It's nothing better than to go to these shows. I'm sure, you know. Did you? I think Carlos said y'all spoke some there and running into people, talking to them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm sure it's just like
Carlos was doing one-on-ones at the show, so I got to sit with him a little bit.
signing autographs and taking pictures.
Yeah, yeah. So I got to meet a few people at the show, which was nice.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's always a good thing. I mean, the last year at the National was kind of the first time that I kind of had that experience. I've talked to people before, but never really went in depth. But last year, I hung out with quite a few. Made sure I talked to them. I went to after show things. this year. I'm even staying. It's 10 of us in a house this year, staying together.
That's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah, so we're gonna make fun of it. And like I told you before, I'm shooting for November of next year, coming up to Toronto, so that way I can hang out with some of the brothers up north there in the card world, learn more about hockey. Always trying to learn. Uh, See who's all in here. We got baubles. Yeah, hockey cards are fun. I really like the hockey world, and I touched on this the other night with Bobbles on his channel. It's like basketball and football are this crazy stuff. It's out of this world. A card that's pulled out of a pack is six figures. It's just a world I can't understand or wrap my head around. And then you get to baseball, which kind of there for a minute, it was like that. But baseball collectors to me seem older, more established. We wear dirty, you know, shirts and hats, and we we don't care about a lot of that just nonsense stuff. So it's not come back to pre-COVID, but it's at least it's handled
Closer.
right. Hockey was the last thing to go dumb in the four sports, and I think hockey's kind of forgotten about until like all of a sudden people went, oh yeah, there's hockey, and then kind of went up. But you still don't. The young guns are hot, but they've always been on the hot. Like that was Upper Deck was smart coming up with that because that kind of gave everybody a reason to buy the product and made their other product stand out. They make beautiful cards. I wish Upper Deck made cards for everything. They're beautiful. They take their time with it. Um, just great. But I keep saying but the hockey just seems to. Yes, it went up like you said. I didn't know it went 10 times because I wasn't into it like that. But now you said it come down, and now it's like 3 times, which is to me kind of like baseball. Yes, it's more. Some of it, like to me, the old timers, the veterans, the guys that Hall of Famers, that little spike kind of needed to be there anyway. If a Vlad Guerrero Jr. card is more expensive than a Vlad Guerrero Daddy card, it just doesn't make sense to me. One's in the
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame, the other one is still, got to get his daddy to come wipe his butt. But so, he's just so young. He's balling though. He's a great ball player. I'm not taking anything away from him. But with hockey, that stability is still there, and it's fun, and it's the hockey. The guys in hockey, like collecting, do you just think they're more like grounded in what's going on? It's not this like, oh, I'm going to try to flip everything and make $1 million. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but to
Yeah.
me, it just means it's a different type of thing. Hockey and baseball is kind of like
Yeah.
not the same because hockey is still hockey. I mean, but uh,
It's
you
more collector oriented.
right. That's a perfect way to put it. Thank you, Joe, for being on here, and I'm not babbling by myself. Since Nats man didn't make it, but he can make it over here to write something on a thing. How? Oh, here we go. How's it to go through customs when leaving the U.S. with card slabs? How do you put them in a carry-on or just bag them up in luggage? I would imagine just doing like anything else.
Yeah, I can't. I haven't brought cards over the border yet.
Okay, you
I, I
smart.
I still haven't been to one of the U.S. shows yet, so that's one of the things I want to do.
Yeah, you got to grease up the corners real good and get them up in there when you smuggle them in. That's man. Don't get tagged ones because you're going to beat. Um, yeah, Carlos had a booth where you could talk to him for 5 minutes for $50. Hey Ray, how you doing tonight, buddy? James Gilliam, how you doing? My man Reese in the house. Uh, trying to read. I think everybody's just BSing with each other over here in the chat, which is nice to see. Um, so back to the cards and get what you wanted at the show. Uh, so I know. So here, when you go, there's a lot of wax by the dealers and not from the distributors or the houses like Blowout or the normal places. I don't know if does Blowout and them have a presence at the Toronto Expo or
No, it's
Steel.
yeah. I don't think they're allowed to sell in Canada
Oh,
because
really?
yeah, only the Canadian distribution
Oh,
can sell,
so so it,
and vice versa. They can't like
so.
Canadian can't sell to the U.S.
Oh, really?
I think there's a 1 year um like 1 year rule where like David
Okay.
Adams can't sell to Canada until a year after the product was released.
Oh,
I believe that's how it's set up.
that is nice to hear. Did not know that. So at the show, is it a lot of people setting up with retail wax like it here is in states, or
No. There's some of it, but I didn't see a lot of it there.
okay,
I see it more at the smaller local shows,
okay.
um, more than at the expo.
So can you walk into your stores up there and just buy it at retail at the moment?
Yeah, right now we can for most of it. It was really dead there, at the height of the pandemic.
Right.
But I can find pretty much any sort of baseball blaster that's released at Walmart right now, and even some basketball and some football. The, the more popular stuff like Prism football or Prism basketball that will generally sell out, but there's still um, I saw hanger boxes for 2020 Prism basketball at Walmart.
Wow. Well, there you
So
go, all you basketball heads. That's the guy you might want to. Some people up there you might want to call. Uh, I know Prism Draft is on the shelf right now, and that's not a big
yeah,
seller down here. So
but they're pretty expensive up here. We pay it's Canadian dollars, but we pay like basically $50 a blaster for like a Panini blaster now, and even like Topps Chrome I think last year was $50 Canadian a blaster.
So, do you know what that turns over to
Uh,
American? Is that like
Around maybe around 40 or just under $40. So
okay?
I don't know what were like Topps Chrome blasters going for you guys last year.
Uh, you couldn't find them in stores, so I don't know how much. I want to say before they were like $30. That's what they're going for this year
Yeah,
uh, in the store. So before pandemic, they were always 24.99. They were $5 more than the other top stuff. But this year, like some of the top stuff, like is 24.99. The only one that's 19.99 like usual is Series One. Series Two is not released yet in retail. Just got released in hobby form. I think it's released this Wednesday. I think if I'm not wrong.
yeah. I think the Series One is around 35 Canadian, which is like maybe $27 US.
Don't forget to mention not legal advice on border crossings. And also hit the like button. Thank you, Carlos, my man. Oh man, that's so funny. So when you're going for rookies and tops, and James Gilliam has something over here. I don't know what he was talking about, but so up in Canada, uh, do y'all like? I got the Gretzky rookie last year, and I got it in tops. Right. I really wanted an Opeachy because I in hockey. Do you feel the same way? Like Opeachy is kind of like the card you want, or same thing. The Gretzky. I got the white one. What is it? I wish I just put it up too. I just put it away. I had it out. Uh, I mean my Lemieux. Uh, I just feel like the Peachy is the way to go with those. What's your feelings on that when it comes to tops with Peachy?
Yeah, I only collect OPG. Like
Oh,
I'll have some tops. I'll get some tops, but
right.
when I want a rookie, I want if I'm only gonna have one, it's gonna be OPG.
So you want it bag cut and all centered?
Not off centered, but I do like the OPG cut though. That little bit of a jagged edge is nice.
I was just making sure.
Those tops dark backs.
Yeah, and I had to like show somebody like how to tell like without seeing it says a peachy down in the corner or tops, and the bright back and the trademark symbol on the back is different as well, and for peachy as it is for tops. So just little things to look for that counterfeiters for that miss when they're counterfeiting. Hope none of them are watching. If you are, hit the like button and subscribe. I get free advice. So Peachy is the only way he goes. So we have an Peachy snob. We're going to start that fight, Tops or Peachy. So that way it'd be relevant.
I'll buy Topps baseball though. But I know I saw Yannick earlier. I know he's a huge fan of OPG baseball.
Who is?
Yannick in the chat.
Yeah, Yannick. I like the Peachy too, and that's because my favorite player of all time is Gary Carter. So I actually started liking him when he played for Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know at the time what a peachy and all that was at the time, but as I got older, I knew, and it was just cool to get his stuff in a peachy with Montreal. I love his Montreal. I love the Montreal colors, of the uniforms, all that. So, and I was at the show at the National last year. I was wearing my Montreal hat, and everybody wanted to sell me Montreal stuff. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, but like when I was growing up, you know, in the late '80s and early '90s, like there was no eBay back then, so all we had was OPG. So that's all we knew. So that obviously that's what you want, and that's what your friends had.
So y'all didn't even have tops back then?
No, you could find it probably at a card show, but you know, if you go to the store, if you go to the convenience store, you're not going to find any tops.
Yeah, I guess it's the same way here, where we didn't have OPG except if you went to a shop or something like that. I couldn't readily buy packs now that you said that. So Ray from Philly wants to know: is Steve Yzerman a good rookie to buy?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, he's one of the better rookies from the '80s. Great career, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, another guy.
Huge fan favorite in Detroit.
Didn't he have like this awesome like triple deke move that he put on like in a game one time? That's kind of like a highlight reel they still show.
He may have. I think that might have been someone else, but
might have. I could be very wrong.
He scored a lot of goals. He scored around.
Wait a minute. Goals. I knew about Parkerhurst. Now you're gonna tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You're right. I take it back.
Oh, here you go. Oh, the '84 Peachy Yzerman.
Yeah, that set is beautiful.
I need to look that up because I love all Stevie Y back in the day myself. We got Mangini collection. Love your comment today from last night's show. I haven't got any around to answer them. Eddie Balfour. Somebody 357 said Eddie Balfour.
Yeah, he's a good goalie.
He was a player. Yes.
Hall of Fame goalie.
Yeah, he was an awesome goalie. Even I know who that is. Maybe Eddie's in the chat. He just wanted to say hi. I don't know. Eddie, if you are, please hit like and subscribe. I'm just going to keep saying it. One night I kept saying people's names and it kept popping into my chat right when I said it. And it was the weirdest thing ever. People wanted me to say all kinds of names, anything like that. So you went to Toronto. You thought it was a pretty good outcome. 4 days. Now, I know there's enough to do there for 4 days. Did you do anything else outside the show, or did you just go to the show 4 days? Or?
Yeah, it was pretty much just the show. I was there from beginning right to end, pretty much every single day.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's awesome. Never got so crowded where it was like, I got to get out of here for a little bit, or?
No, I toughed it out. I'm like, you know, we only do this twice a year, so I'm just gonna go for it.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's when I go to the National, sometimes Friday and Saturday early afternoon. I got to get out for a minute.
Yeah, yeah. I got tired around Friday and Saturday, but I put I'll go to the food court, sit down for a bit, and then back at it.
That's awesome. So let's see, what is it called with the what Putan Putan
Poutine.
Poutine? Love that stuff. Did you have any of that?
No, not at the show.
There was when I was in Iowa. There was a good eating place at our little airport, and she made poutine there. And you put gravy on French fries. To me, it just seems right.
Yep, and cheese.
Yeah, well, they did it with since we're close to Wisconsin. It was with what the hell was it? Wisconsin. What cheese did she use? I forget what it was. It was really good. I'm fat kid with cake right here, boy. You put it in front of me, I'll eat it.
Yeah, well, the New York fries up here, you can get all sorts of variations of poutine. I don't know if they offer that down there.
No, I've only seen it in a handful of places, and this was like the only restaurant I've ever really saw it. Most time you see it, it's like food trucks and stuff like that. And um, I just don't run into it. And down where I'm at now, if I said that to somebody, they'd be thinking of cussing them or something. Hockey players just get enough hobby love, except the new guys and a few big. He probably meant not enough love. I have to agree with that. Gravy fries and cheese curds. That's exactly right. Gravy fries and cheese curds. That's what I had.
Yeah.
Is it with cheese curds up there as well?
Yeah, it's cheese curds. That's
the proper way of doing it. Oh
yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Man, I just ate a little while ago, but man, if somebody put that in front of me, I'd fight them. There'd be a knife in your hand reaching in that thing. Oh. Yeah, I'm getting sidetracked by food. So what did you pick up at the show? I don't even remember you putting stuff on Instagram. What'd you pick up?
Yeah, I posted. I have it here.
We have to show cards at the Pepino.
Right. Here's a Lemieux auto I got.
Oh, nice.
92 Classic.
I don't have a Lemieux auto.
Those were hand numbered to 2000.
What is that? What is that out of again? What brand of card?
Oh, Classic.
Classic. Okay.
Yeah, it's not Upper Deck.
Yeah,
it's Classic. One of his early autos.
Man. Now is that like a pack pulled auto? Number out of 2000?
Yeah, I think those were issued in packs.
Okay.
Here, one of my bigger pickups.
Classic pit autos.
I got a dual Lemieux and Yager. This is one of my big pickups.
Is Yager still playing? I'm just joking. Now he was signing up there, right?
Yeah, he was signing. I'll see if I have his card here. I got a couple.
He looked too happy in one of the pictures I saw of him signing.
No, when he came out, he did look a little grumpy.
Yeah,
and he was kind of like, not put off, but kind of like, a little bit of an awe that everyone was cheering for him when he came out. He's like, wow, they're applauding me because I'm going to sign autographs
for money.
For money.
I do that at the National with a lot of people too. So.
Yeah, so this is one of the Yager autos that I got at the show from him.
The Premier OPC.
Yeah, that's his OPC Premier rookie card right there.
Yeah, nice.
I posted that online. I think that's the only one.
I did see that. I did see that one. So my question to you, because I heard this year and a half ago from somebody that claims they're a big hockey person on the YouTubes, mentioned that hockey fans are not big into autographs, and then you just showed me 3 of them. So is that not a true statement? I was going to ask you that before you showed that.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it is or it isn't.
Because they were making a big deal because a lot of the hockey products don't even offer, I believe, autograph, or if it is, it's a very hard hit.
Quite a few do. Like the Future Watch auto is a massive auto,
right?
A massive rookie card for hockey collectors, and the Cup auto patch is like the number 1 rookie.
That's what I thought when he said it. And this person is well respected in
hockey collectors do not like sticker autos.
I don't think a lot of people do. To
I
me,
can,
it doesn't care. It's the same
yeah,
DNA.
I can say that.
But for me, also, I'm old school where I remember a time when you didn't want the rookie card autographed
I
because
remember that too.
they brought the value of the card down
Hmm.
because the price of the autograph was most of the times much cheaper than or getting large helmets where they get large helmets autographed now. That would bring the, you would not get the price of the helmet because then you're buying the autograph. And things have changed in the autograph world here in the last 5, 6, 7 years, and pretty fast too, where a lot of those rules are gone now. So I guess we got to get used to it.
Uh, well, here's one thing. I didn't see very many SGC slabs in especially for hockey, which is 75-80% of the show, and even CSG. I didn't really see many of their slabs at the show either.
Now, is that because the pricing of y'all trying of the shipping costs?
I think so. I don't think there's really bulk submitters for those brands.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is a pretty big factor in that.
Right,
Uh,
because PSA, I know for a fact there's bulk submitters.
there is, and that's probably that by far the number one slab up here.
Right,
But there was still a fair amount of Beckett here, and there's like Canadian graders, KSA and MNT. So I think a lot of people that want like that cheaper option, they just go with one of those instead of sending down to SGC or CSG.
right, yeah, and probably after you pay for shipping and everything, going to PSA, it all equals out. And, I mean, it's a shame that as many people that live up there and collect, and because just by the having this show twice and the size of the show shows that there's more of a need for having actual play. If one of those people opened up a place in Canada, I think they would be the first to market of how they would have an explosion. If
Yeah,
if CSG, SGC, or even PSA is opening right now. They're going to open up in New Jersey, but I know at the last year's show they had on their website where you can do an on-site interview, and I went through the process as far as to see where your jobs and where you wanted to go, and they had 5 locations in the United States that,
mm-hmm.
that you can work at in future. So I know they're willing to do that, but yeah, it's whoever. I think Europe and Canada is ripe for the picking. Because Europe with all soccer and F1 and American sports, and then Canada the same way. Can't with soccer, no, with hockey uh, and all sports. I mean, just because there's a border, you still have TVs that watch all the sports. You're in the same time zones.
Yeah.
So,
There's still people that collect the other sports here.
yeah, and it sounded that way from listening to Carlos and I'm talking about how much of other sports was there because I've always heard going to Toronto, you're only if you're going to go there, you're just looking for hockey. I'm all right with that because I want to see hockey. I want to see hockey I can't see here. I would be probably it would take me forever to get through that show. I would think because it would be more of a museum walk for me than it would be a buy-in walk. And I know I would buy, but I think I would love to see. I don't think I've ever seen in hand like a post-war hockey card of somebody that was like a Gordie Howe. Uh, to me, I got to hold the Mickey Mantle uh, 52 last year, I think it was, Mike. What year was that? 53 that we held. So that would be up there. I don't want to own it. I don't even want that responsibility, but I would love. I know that's the one of the cards, and I don't. I've never seen like the original Parkhurst cards, and I got to see an interview with somebody that was in that and the whole ordeal that went through with how that came about since then, which was very interesting. Have you ever seen like any interviews or anything with them, like how that the name and the title and how it went back and forth and who owned it and all that stuff?
Yeah. I try to watch, what I can on the
Yeah,
history of sports cards as well.
yeah.
But
It's pretty amazing. That was pretty fun to watch. Uh, so at the show, is that your only three pickups, or did you see anything like
no, I
older
picked up some
cars?
here's Grant Fuhr rookie from '82.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
I was
see, I
glad.
love 80s and 70s hockey cards. It's like
Yeah,
80s and 70s basketball cards. I just love them.
yeah. I'll show
They,
you one more here.
they seem like they were more colorful and ready to
Yes,
do like
it's
try stuff. Yeah, see
that's
that.
Ken Dryden from
Can you
'71.
imagine them making the baseball cards like that year? Like I would, I don't know. I wish they would try things like that. That was the colors and beautiful cards,
Oh yeah.
beautiful. So, did you have a successful, or did you have an okay or
No, yeah, I had I felt I had a great show.
good,
Yeah, I sold a bunch of cards that I wanted to sell.
good?
Mainly all modern, and I was able to get some of these older cards that I want for my collection.
Yeah, I concur.
Thank you.
Yeah, oh Kendrick. Yeah, there. A lot of people are saying,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
yeah. I'm telling you, if you don't follow him already, uh, I'll if I can remember to go back and put him in after this is archived uh, on Instagram. He posts his cards. Beautiful. It's just all the time, just popping bigger rookies and things
Well,
like that. So
I don't post too often, but
no, but when you do, I'm telling
yeah,
you, all these guys follow enough guys on there where you don't have to post every day. We get posts from other everybody, but when you do, um, it's worth looking at. Do you have a YouTube? Well, I couldn't.
no, I don't make videos. That's why I started posting on Instagram so I could try to be a little bit more involved in the
Right.
community.
Hmm.
Because yeah, I'm kind of more private with my collection and stuff.
I can understand that.
So yeah, I never really got into making videos.
Yeah,
So
I did it on a dare, and I'm glad I did it. And but I understand. It's that I can see where it can intrude. I don't know if I'd do it if I wasn't single. Maybe I don't know, but who is a good? We got Ray with a question. Please, if anybody has questions, I I might have Carlos on sometime. But I don't know what other. Who's a good rookie hockey card to get that has more room to grow pre-90s?
pre-90s, room to grow. Um, that's a tough call.
Mickey Hatcher.
No, avoid Mickey Hatcher. Isn't he a baseball player?
What's Hatcher that played for the
Kevin Hatcher. Kevin
Kevin
Hatcher.
Hatcher? There you go. Hey, I had last name right. Yeah, I guess you get a point for that. I bet you about anybody in the pre-90s, right? I mean, they all got room to grow.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say one has more than others.
Right.
I know I want to Grant Fuhr, and I wouldn't say he has room to grow, but
Now,
I,
in the late 80s, 90s, is hockey kind of caught up in the same junk wax type? Or, I mean, I know there was some junk, they were a lot made, but it just don't seem like you got all the different types out there as like some of the other sports.
in terms of brands,
Yeah. Is it, I mean, is
yeah, in the '80s there
still
was only
considered,
yeah there was
still
only
considered, go ahead. I'm
oh,
sorry.
sorry, yeah, only OPC and Tops were around throughout the '80s. Um, there was no Don Russ or Fleer or anything like that in the '80s. So
Right.
in 1990, it kind of exploded. That's when Upper Deck
Right.
came in. There was the OPG Premier and Pro Set and Score and Bowman, and, and it got little Stadium Club came in the following year and some of the other sets. So it kept getting bigger and bigger, like the other sports. But
Right.
it was just one, because Tops and OPG looked almost identical, right? Aside from the odd card that had a different picture. That was through '89.
Yeah, and then Opuchi Premier changed all that. So
Yeah,
when
but
it came out with that, which
that
they
was a
did,
huge set.
yeah, that and they did that for I know baseball. They probably did it for all sports. Opuchi Premier, because you could buy that stuff down here. That was readily available everywhere. Let's see, Carlos. It's tricky at this point, but if you look at higher end Hall of Famers who are more condition sensitive with the design, that's a possibility. Yeah, because I can tell you right now, I've picked up a few boxes from the early 90s, and not only pulling the cards out um, that I wanted, I've gotten some of them graded. I did get a 10 on a second year player, which I talked to Dr. Exclusive about. What year goalie? Can't remember top of my head, but a lot of those cards just were not kept in well places, and the packs kind of stick together and glossy finishes. So
I'll show you one card here. I was with my brother. He bought a '83 OPG pack at the show, and he pulled the Phil Housley. He's a Hall of Famer, one of the better cards from the set, and it had the gum on it.
uh, pull it off, pantyhose it. Very, and I won't tell anybody. Hockey collectors as into slabs slash grading now as much as most baseball collectors, assuming yes.
I think so. It's like baseball. It's preference, right? So there's some collectors that don't, but I would say it's similar to baseball where a lot do. I fall in. I like my cards graded. I like
And
raw cards too, but I
how
prefer
do you get yours graded or do you buy them already graded?
I prefer to buy graded.
Right,
The only cards I really get graded are the ones I don't care what the grade's going to be, so it's just a PC card.
right.
But if I'm looking for a particular grade,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll just go out and buy it. I don't want to try to submit and try to get it. I don't play that game.
Right. Yeah, that's I do, and I cry a lot, but that's okay.
Yeah, those are all good players right there.
Yeah, I mean, even I know if I know the names. Yeah, I love some Luke Robitelli back in the day. I was never a Messier fan. I couldn't, even when he played with Gretzky, I just couldn't. I don't know why. He
And
rubbed me
and
the wrong way. I don't know.
and Ray Bork as well. He was one of the bigger rookies from the '80s. Same year as Messier.
Yeah, Ray Bork. Yeah, yeah. That. Yeah, I try to remember that year that I picked up because I did. I picked up some nice. It was a sneaky good box. It was. I picked it up for like $25 at my card shop, and it only had a few rookies, but man, did it have some just like second year cards and some of the Hall of Famers in good shape. So it was a sneaky good box that I still have cards in it that I want to get graded. I like grading personally cards I pulled myself.
Mm-hmm.
As a collector, it just even if it's a six, I know hey I pulled that, and I still have the card. It's not like it's the card I wanted. I got it graded because people are like, I know I'm one of the reasons why we have a backlog at all the grading places. But you know what? My money is just as much as your money when you send it. So
Yeah, if you're setting your PC cards, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think.
yeah, but there's like this little police out there. You see it a lot when you're talking about grading. It's like there's always going to be one or two people that gotta say, "Man, we're only gonna only people should send in cards that should be graded." Well, who makes that decision? What card should be? Because to me, you send in 25 Bowman prospect first year cards. To me, shouldn't be graded. You don't know who they are yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing we do, so everybody does it. So it's just like in Young Guns. Why send in every Young Gun card you got? We don't know who they are yet.
Yeah.
So, that's just how it is. Exposito brothers, Bobby Orr,
Yeah, those are all great players.
can't go wrong there. Let's just name hockey players. Let's see how many we know. He was before we were talking. I knew one player. He starts naming off other guys. I'm like, yep.
So I got a question for you though, Scott. Did you ever get your Series 1?
What's that?
Didn't you order some Series 1 product
Yes,
months
I
ago?
still haven't got it.
Still
I'm
haven't
waiting
got it.
for it. It got sent to. Look, that's a great question. Um, let's get into it for a minute. So, ordered it when I was still in Iowa in January. Okay, pre-ordered it at the price when it was still a good price. Pre-ordered that Hockey Series 1 and a 10 of Series 1. Well, David Adams, they all have to be released before they'll send you the order. So the 10 kept getting pushed back and pushed back and put. I sent them emails going, look, I bought a 10 already in a store. I know it's released. I already got the 10. Just, I still want it, but what's going on? Why am I waiting? And they finally sent it, and I changed my address, and it said all further things being mailed will be sent to this address. I hit yes. But they still sent it to my Iowa address. Thank goodness the people uh, that live there, uh, I know them. They're friends that bought the house. So they went and sent it to the post office. I ordered a hat. The same thing happened too. So I should be getting it by mid this week. I got Jumbo and a hobby of Series 2. I went to my LCS to get that, and that's when I heard the crazy crap that I heard there yesterday. Also picked up. Do you do any non-sport stuff?
Not really, no.
Okay, I picked up a box of Star Wars Bounty Hunter series. So we got Canadian cards. He just says Kid Dryden. Yes, he showed up. Beautiful Kid Dryden.
Yeah. Hey, Mike.
Oh, we know Canadian cards. Is that Mike? The Canadian cards? Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Hi, Mike. Yeah, everybody knows Mike. Mike is a good guy. Are you going to the show this year, Mike? You have to be. We got Mr. Fisher Mike, naming us, Keith LaFleur.
Yeah. There you go. One from the 90s, 80s, and 70s right there.
Yeah, so just naming them. I love it. I hope Canadian Cards is going. I got to get my bear hug, my Canadian bear hug from him when I see him last year. Great guy. Man, he sent me some beautiful Caps cards from the 70s. Just love them. Great, one of the great people in this hobby.
Yeah. I've hung out with Mike a few times at different card shows locally here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mike's awesome.
Yeah, he's just a great guy to talk to. So tonight we've been on it for about an hour. Anybody got anything else? Anybody else have anything to add or send in? You got anything else for me, Doctor?
Series 2 drops Wednesday
Wednesday. Yeah,
for Upper
we got.
Deck.
Yeah, retail. So what usually happens is hobbies 1 week for baseball, and then if it's a retail release, it's usually the Wednesday after. But it doesn't stop if the distributors have it before Wednesday. They can put it out on the shelves. It doesn't stop them from doing that. Yeah, same here. We were talking about that before. All the 90s hockey I know is video games, especially Super NES games. Yeah, seriously, that's how I knew any of the names outside of Gretzky. Uh, but I knew them all because I played the game so much. I still play. I pick up the NHL game every year. I'm a big gamer, but I don't have the time to play it as much. So because when I sit down to play, I go down a rabbit hole. So So, Mr. Fisher Mike, and you have this handy. He wants you to show one of your favorite cards, and if not, if you don't have it handy, just tell us what it is, and we'll make that because Nats man loves to know your coffin card. What card is going to stay
Yeah,
with you for?
probably my Lemieux rookie. I don't have it out here. It's put away in a box, but
Yeah, yeah, your OCD like the rest of us got to put that
yeah,
away.
I got a ton of other cards on my desk, but not that
Right.
card.
So we know your casket card is the Lemieux card, and your Holy Grail is the 53 tops Gordie Howe.
No, 54. That's like my,
54.
yeah.
Jeez, I failed my one test.
That's my big want card right now.
Huh?
That's my big want card right now.
Okay, and that's your one card, so that's even, and it feels good because mine was this one right here. I'll show a card too, so we're even. I got this last year
Oh yeah,
with my own hard-earned money. So Roberto Clemente, 2.5.
sweet.
Yeah. So you gotta have them, and I'm kind of perplexed what I'm going for this year at the national. Do you ever have any plans of going to a national?
Yeah, I'd like to. Maybe next year. I gotta network a little more so I can like kind of carpool with someone or share a hotel room. Just work those costs down so you can spend more on cards. But
Oh yeah, shoot. You can, man, text me. I know I'm going, so we can figure out in a group with all of us somehow. How far is it to get there from Chicago driving to Chicago to?
I'm not sure. Maybe 7 hours.
So flying would be out of the question for you.
It could be. I have to look into it.
Okay, because flying is, I can tell you, it's very easy.
Yeah.
They got shuttles going to all the hotels.
Okay.
Hotels are right at the site, right across the street. It's a very easy flight in. It's not like going to AC Atlantic City. I only played the Nintendo ice hockey. Players just came in small, medium, and large.
That was an awesome game.
Well, the Blades of Steel was that way, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't get different size players, but that Blades of Steel was a little more realistic. But ice hockey is exactly what he said.
Yeah, I remember playing that. This is Joe. Are you strictly hockey or Mr. Fisher Bike came late to the game? So
yeah,
answer this one again.
A little bit of baseball. Like I have, like raw, like Roberto Alomar rookie and Barry Larkin, and I pulled a Ken Griffey Jr. Fleer rookie last year from a pack. Nice. So and a Bo Jackson 87, but none of that's graded. It's all just stuff that I just picked up, for a few dollars here and there.
Do you have any Joe Carter with the winning hit in the World Series?
No, I would like to get something. I would like to get something like that. Joe Carter rookie is like on my want list too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know somebody over here in the chat. A couple of these guys can get you one, probably cheap out of their collection. I see if Mike O, Ray for Philly, or Reese D. If any of those guys, they're all Phillies fans. There we go. I woke up Mike.
I won't rub it in.
Hey, you guys are rolling right now. So you finally at 500. Well played. Oh, well, that's the way to go out on a good note, high note, a good laugh. Well, Joe, it was great getting to know you, man. I hope we can continue this friendship. Hopefully we can get you to a national, anything I can do to help get you to that. Yeah, I know. I saw the score. My Mets are playing now, and I've been talking through it. So, but because if I play a game and do this, it messes up my audio, my video, my audio. So I can't do both and live stream at the same time. It kind of bogs it down.
There we go.
Oh, at least we have fun here. At least we have fun. We all got a little dumber. Oh no. So continue great collecting for you, Doc. Joe. Now we all know Joe who Joe is.
Cool. Yeah. Appreciate you having me on, Scott.
Yeah, I love, and we could do it again sometime. Like I said, I'm targeting Toronto next November, not this November, because I think I'm going to try to go to Philly in November this year. I don't know if these guys will welcome me now, but I'm going to try. But till next time, like, share, tell a friend. I'm edging up to that 500 on subscribers. So if you can help a brother out, tell your buddies. We can have a good time here on Sunday nights. And next week on Father's Day, I will not be live. I'm going to spend time with my pops and actually going to go see my godson as well. So I will have a pre-recorded with none other than Eric, those back pages. So that will be a recording I have for Father's Day next Sunday night. So it won't be live, but it will have a show. So until 2 weeks live, and tune in to see next week. And I'll have a show Wednesday. I will have a release of some stuff that I got in purchases. So I do have that coming. So until next time, see ya.